Wherever and whenever. Leave with ET. Expert T. Table of contents. Background for the project. In 2010, after securing IP and the right to publish of excellent online games in Korea, we were planning to enter the game market in Southeastern Asia. Though we contacted many publishers in local area, we failed to expand the market due to difficulties in communication and difference in ways of thinking. This was because we could not catch what the publisher said in detail, just through sending emails and having phone calls, simply translating words literally. We felt the necessity of interpretation that can catch real meaning of words, not literal meanings. And it is not a simple problem related to business. We thought of solutions after thinking that we would have difficulties in communication while have conversations with local people. We thought of ways to eliminate fears due to language and free ourselves from problems caused by languages in business and trips. Thus, we started to study ways to eliminate language barriers. We are very pleased to introduce our findings to you. Let's eliminate language barriers. Expert T project will be introduced. Sharing economy strikes the world. Before explaining Expert T in detail, I will talk about the trend of sharing economics striking the world. The world is now experiencing transition from economy of ownership to sharing economic. Sharing economic refers to activates that individuals lend items, resources that they have but not in use, like cars, houses, or motorcycles, or knowledge. However, you might be curious about whether sharing economic is lucrative. To say the result first, it is a profitable trend. In 2011, The Times described the sharing economic as one of 10 ideas changing the world, and The Economist focused on sharing economy as a title called The Sharing Economy. Airbnb, a model representing the sharing economic, became worth about 2 trillion and 20 billion KR in 2015. Trend Forbes is sharply growing, and the scale of potential sharing economic is expected to be worth more than 120 trillion KRW. Sharing economic is classified into systems sharing resources, knowledge, experience, etc. The examples of sharing economic are Airbnb, sharing my house with travelers, Uber, enabling others to use my car like a taxi, and Zipcar, lending my car when not in use. The examples of sharing economic, sharing my talents, are TaskRabbit, sharing my workforce, Quirky, sharing and selling my ideas, and Expert T, language created by us. Though it is the same sharing economic, these two types have differences. Sharing economic, sharing resources need assets, thus risk of losing items exist. For instance, after sharing a house, we found some items in the house damaged. Or, after sharing my car, a traffic accident happened, something like that. On the other hand, the major advantage of sharing economic sharing talents does not require you to have assets. What you should have is just workforce, or linguistics abilities for someone in need. Thus, you do not need to worry about risk of losing your asset. Increasing number of overseas trip and growing complaint. Since Expert T helps us with interpretation, it was an easy choice to know about overseas trips. There is an idiom that the world is a book. People who do not travel has read just one page of the book by Augustinus. Thus, I think the number of people traveling abroad is increasing to read other pages of book, and the number is steadily increasing. In 2012, the number exceeded 1 billion, 1.1 billion, and 70 billion in 2015, and the number is expected to increase by 1.2 billion in 2016. In China, the number of overseas trips is sharply increasing. The number of Chinese traveling abroad recorded 70 million in 2011 and 135 million in 2015, meaning that it has grown twice over the past 4 years. Due to the exploding number of overseas travel, the world is being united. As like the number of people traveling abroad is increasing, inconvenience is also increasing. More than 2/3 of people traveling abroad said they experienced inconvenience while traveling, and more than half of the respondents experienced problems related to language and food. Transpiration followed. These problems are usually caused by language barriers. The main idea of problems while traveling abroad is communication, also known as language problems. Then what are solutions to that? We recommend Expert Tea as a solution to inconvenience while traveling abroad and kind of sharing economic. Expert Tea allows you share your linguistic talents and tries to relieve difficulties in communication. The major inconvenience occurring in overseas travel through interpretation on site. You can participate in sharing economic if bilingual and with smartphones. And it is a platform allowing people to relieve inconvenience occurring in overseas travel through interpretation. We think Expert Tea can relieve inconvenience in overseas travel through sharing talents. Those who can interpret can create additional revenues by sharing his or her talents, and those who require interpretation can relieve inconvenience in overseas travel by asking interpreters for interpretation. This provides opportunities for those who have linguistic talents to get the second job, allowing them to create additional revenues without any investment. Also, it will be opportunities for those require interpretation to receive interpretation service when in trouble that cannot be solved through only body language. Talent sharing economic platform of Expert Tea is a service for 1.2 million people traveling abroad. It gives greater possibilities to succeed than any other services. Also, Expert Tea provides chances for people to participate in sharing economic, though they do not have concrete assets. A lot of variables exist depending on topics, situation, and the nuance of people. However, translation systems provided by Google, Baidu, WeChat, Yahoo, and so on just translate words or sentence. As you might have used them, they do not usually make sense. Though development of technology is in progress actively, you might try to solve problems by yourself. This system does not work when in emergency. However, Expert Tea is different. Sentences are interpreted by interpreters, so there will be no problem. If experts are there, they would give some information on restaurants or other amenities. Not, we are going to explain the system of Expert Tea. First, let us see an introductive video of Expert Tea.
For those looking for fast and easy translation, Expert Tea is a perfect match for you. Expert Tea is a combination of word expert, meaning specialist, and telecommunication, meaning communication. It is a language sharing service that interconnects expert translators and people in need of translation. Starting from Korea and China, Expert Tea intends to expand its scope of service to all countries around the world. We will set you free from demanding language burdens and let you freely enjoy traveling around the world. Expert T is a must-have app for those in need of communicating with local people in overseas countries, or are currently under traveling for business trip, or just for free traveling. Mere hand and body gestures may serve some simple communications, but when you encounter some situations or are in need of urgent service, just activate Expert T and press Fast Finding button. Our application will find the nearest translator available to you. Moreover, if you want to make a discrete decision, go to General Search tab. Then, once you find an expert that meets your demand by checking various aspects, such as the expert level of language proficiency, language usage period, and reviews, you can either make a phone call or send a free message to make a contact. In addition, once translation works are done, through objective reviews and evaluations, customers can directly evaluate experts, and the reviews or evaluations will help first-time users get reliable information about the service. Questions may arise at this point. Can only expert members provide services? Absolutely not. As long as you have some decent foreign language skills, anyone can become an expert in Expert T community. Likewise, Expert T provides convenient yet precise, ubiquitous translation service. You can make an easy conversation with local people. A smart application, Expert T, that connects the world. Now, with Expert T, enjoy your free and smart overseas trip.
P2P communication between users is available on Expert T and finds users through call service. The main server, storing members' information, can be used in promotion with affiliated companies in the future. Since it is a P2P service, you do not need to worry about large amount of traffic. To use Expert T, you need to enroll. Membership via various SNS services will be available soon, and in today's demonstration, I will explain how to enroll via email, which is fundamental. First of all, touch the banner Sign In and enter the email and passwords that you will use. Then, please enter your phone number and nickname you will use in Expert T. After choosing both the language that you use and need to be interpreted, then press Next. Address, gender, and ages are not required, but it would be better for users to enter the information. After finishing enrollment, you can use the service right away. The way to use the service is that you choose the language to interpret, then choose the level, and choose the maximum points per minute. Then once you touch the banner Ask for Interpretation, the app will automatically find experts who meet your condition. Once connected, you can use interpretation service right away. There are various systems helping Expert T with interpretation service. First, there is a fast interpretation service mentioned before. It is a service that looks for experts nearby after choosing the language and condition. Standard interpretation service is a service that users look for experts they like and ask them for interpretation. Basic information, like ratings for experts, the duration for which experts used that language, academic backgrounds and reviews from other members are available, thereby being able to provide more appropriate interpretation service with members. Message service is a service for questions occurring after interpretation, or allows people to make the next reservation. Depending on version upgrades of the future services, we will add service like translation service or attraction service by enabling this app to attach files or location information. Windows for comments and rating after the call is a service helping users with use of interpretation service by making comments on experts. By leaving additional comments, it also allows users to distinguish between those excellent or poor. Expert T is open to an interpretation experts. It is an easy way to be a member of Sharing Economic. Anyone can be experts once they press applying for experts. Once you fill out cover letter of language like language you can interpret, the duration for which you have used it, you will be tested by professional examiners. When applying for experts, attach your certificates on interpretation, and you can pass faster. 1,000 P are charged for examination, and it is about 70 CNY. The costs will belong to the examiners and be used for fair and reasonable evaluation. Once evaluation is over, you can act as an expert in Expert T and create revenues. Revenue models. The main revenue model for Expert T is from supply of interpretation service. It costs from 3.5 to 35 CNY, depending on the level of experts, and 70% costs will be given to experts. 70% is very high propositions, making Expert T attractive to experts. The cost for evaluation is about 70 CNY, and it will be distributed institutions evaluating experts and examiners, and the costs will be used for fair and reasonable evaluation. In addition to that, banners in Expert T and ringback tone are used for advertisement, and the revenues will be distributed head office and affiliated companies by half each. Marketing plan. First, the marketing of Expert T will be a form of issuing coupons. Free vouchers worth from 100 to 200 CNY will be offered to those who use airlines or travel agencies and allow them to experience our service. Experts T promotes service. Users can use free interpretation service and travel agencies, hotel reservation sites. Airline can provide useful additional service with customers. Expert T vouchers offered to customers booked hotel, travel programs, and airline tickets can be a service making their travel more convenient and worthy. Then we are going to promote purchase of vouchers or Expert T points through mileages that customers earned and issue coupons for interpretation using mileage swap. Expert T reinforces accessibility by adding additional ways for payment, in addition to direct payment, and credit card companies and shopping malls can deal with remaining mileages and encourage customers to make purchases. The user can receive free interpretation service with points they do not use. We will progress online marketing targeting customers accustomed to usage of the application and overseas travel. Based on keywords like travel, foreign languages, interpretation, and tourism, we will expand the user base through various kinds of online marketing. We will have a marketing on SNS like Facebook, Weibo, Wison, Instagram, etc. The main idea of this viral marketing is to secure experts. We will do our best to secure experts through quality reviews, since securing experts and users are equally important. We will increase the credibility of Expert T service by promoting usefulness of Expert T and main contents of service through press. The future of Expert T. Official service of Expert T will be available starting 2017 in Korea and China, and we are expected to expand our market to the US, Indonesia, etc. Then we will expand our service into North, South, and Central America and Europe so we can provide global service for people all over the world. We will explain expanded service that Expert T is planning. Expert T is expected to introduce conference and video call system based on one-to-one voice communication. Conference call system could be solution to language barrier. Once language becomes a problem during distant conference, you can establish equipment allowing the conference to progress through Expert T. though the people cannot communicate with each other. Also, we will establish video conference system by adding video call system. Also, video call system is expected to serve as a solution while there are language barriers when buying or choosing items. Also, video call system is expected to serve as a solution while there are language barriers when buying or choosing items. Through ties to affiliated companies, we will allow users to make purchase and earn points. By procuring restaurants, hotels, and souvenir shops, users can pay with Expert Tea points and earn points once they make purchases. Also, we will establish service procurement service by experts by providing life information and reservation service. Through real-time reservation system, we are expected to develop real-time reservation system to allow users to book hotels or restaurants. We will allow them to pay with Expert Tea points, and once difficulties occur, they can help get from experts. Service for travelers. We are about to develop a system allowing users to ask experts for help when they are in emergency. Experts will make advice for emergency, and if unable to make a phone call, experts who got signals for help will contact police stations or hospitals so that users can avoid emergency. Also, we will encourage experts to participate by giving them who participated financial rewards. We are about to develop API system allowing users to use interpretation system of Expert Tea on websites or application. Interpretation system of Expert Tea can be applied to various service that is hard for customers to use due to difficulties in language. It can be used in a lot of fields, like when making a direct dealing, booking overseas travel, or communication with foreigners. Through the development of API, available for various service, we will allow users to use Expert Tea service wherever they are. Leave with ET, whenever, wherever. This is the end of our presentation.